Hi, and welcome to episode 8. I'm Harry, and that's Dale.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about our hopes and wishes and predictions for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And at the end of the episode, we might talk a little bit about what we've been watching recently. So, yeah, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good. It's been another busy week, and it's been a good week, productive week.
Good weather?
Yeah, it's been abysmal. It's I was actually really banking on really nice weather at the weekend because I thought, right, I'm gonna really go for it, like walking, running wise. Like I might actually walk a bit and then maybe put a bit of running into my walks because I haven't done that in a long time. And then the weather came, I was like, oh no, I can't go and do my run. But I would love to even just go out for a walk, but it's just really, really wet here. But is it the same in London or is it?
Yeah, it's the same here, really. I haven't done much. But I was just going to say it's probably like a bit of a running gag now in the podcast we've done about how's the weather going.
Yeah, it has to be, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one of them things now that, it was always been talked about before, but it's one of the only things you can really talk about when you meet people now. Like, yeah, the weather, yeah, I wish it was better because we could get out and do this and that, and yeah. But yeah, well, stay tuned for next week, and hopefully we've got a better update on the on the weather.
Hopefully the weather's better.
Thanks for listening.
We are now in the week between WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is really great that they're coming out so close together. But it gives us the perfect opportunity to talk about what we kind of think about it. Are we excited? So I'll ask you this: are you excited, and what do you think about it?
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I am really, really excited for just 6 kind of pure episodes of MCU action and story, and hearing a bit more about Sam's backstory, which rumors are it's going to be a lot of the focus of the first episode, and then also seeing more of those actors and their characters.
Buddy cop.
And I also like they're including Zemo and Sharon Carter from previous MCU movies. But yeah, that's the best thing about these shows is even those secondary characters, after Sam and Bucky, like people like Jimmy Woo and Sharon Carter and Zemo and all, they're also getting more fleshed out and they're appearing in shows too, which is really cool. And I love a bit of continuity there. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. And it's just having something to look forward to every Friday again. I really missed WandaVision yesterday. I don't know about you. What are your thoughts on the whole situation?
Yeah, no, I'm excited because the Captain America movies, especially Winter Soldier and Civil War, they're very much some of my favorite MCU films. With Falcon, Bucky, all the side characters involved, and I'm excited that Zemo is getting another go around as a villain because he was quite weak. His plot is kind of, I mean, he was enjoyable to watch, but it's good that he's getting another chance to be the villain.
Yeah. Probably the weakest part of Civil War.
Yeah, but it's still, even though that was the case, he still has like a lot of fans. There's a lot of fans of that performance. So yeah, that'll be great. And then obviously just like Sam and Bucky's relationship and their kind of it seems from the trailer they can make fun of each other a bit, and there'll be a bit of comedy there, like buddy cop style, whilst it's like an international espionage spy thriller mystery, kind of akin to the Winter Soldier vibes, which is great. Like, it's just good that we're getting more essentially Winter Soldier style spin-off, which is great. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for more of that.
Yeah, because as you say, like those Russo brothers movies, like Civil War, Winter Soldier, are, I would agree, are some of my favorites as well. So just getting all those characters and that kind of theme and a bit of action and comedy, bit more backstory. Yeah, what I don't know, what it doesn't sound like there's anything that I'm like about. It all sounds like
all promising. No,
yeah,
I
agree. It sounds really promising. Really like those actors.
Do you know anything about the plot or anything about that?
No, actually, no. But I did hear something. I thought, oh, I'm not getting tricked into this again. Like I'm not getting invested in this. I heard that there's a cameo in the first episode, and I was just like, oh, like don't like, I didn't want to get any kind of expectations, so I just haven't really thought about it too much.
Mephisto,
Nightmare, Quicksilver again.
Evan Peters as the Fox,
Ralph Boner.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I haven't. Have you heard anything about the plot?
No, I've stayed away from plot details. All I know is Zemo's back, and apparently he's got his costume or mask, Baron Zemo from the comics. I don't know. That's all I'm aware of for plot, and it's continuing the Captain America storyline. What happens post Endgame? So yeah, and hopefully it's going to have like the same level of action as Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
because I really enjoy those intense action scenes.
Yeah, they really stand out in the MCU, like Winter Soldier, Civil War.
Yep.
The action scenes, you're right, definitely.
Do you know
I love that scene. I think it's one of the best scenes in the MCU. You know when they're on like the highway bridge and they're like, and they have the action scene with the Winter Soldier and Black Widow and Cap and Sam.
It's great.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Another one that comes to mind that I always think is really well done is the motorcycle car chase in Civil War with Black Panther and Bucky.
Yeah, that's really Civil War is such a good film.
When they're sprinting faster than the cars and just it's so well done. It's so well done.
Yeah, that I think I've said this to you before, but like thinking about like all the treats in that film, like just it was like a feast for the eyes.
Oh yeah.
And just seeing that in the cinema, it's still probably always going to be one of my highlights, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just to pick up like the thought of that, like a packed theater watching like the MCU movies again. It's been a while.
Yeah, a quick side note: Black Widow's probably going to have a similar kind of action intensity. So we'll hopefully this summer we'll get that as well on a big screen experience.
I reckon. I think we'll get Black Widow, but and in the meantime we have this 6-part show to keep us occupied.
And there's going to be 6 weeks of discussion and predictions and what we thought, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's great. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was just going to say that pretty much takes us up to like around the end of April, start of May.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, and then you kind of go into Black Widow hopefully in May, and then we've got Loki at the start of June. So it's just a series of just MCU on top of MCU. But I have been really I have to say, out of all the shows that were announced, like first, this Falcon and Winter Soldier was one I was looking forward to most.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bring it on.
Bring it on. I really hope we get. I don't think from the trailers, from what I've seen, there's that. I was going to say we could discuss that. The scene in the trailer where Falcon's like flying through a canyon. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
I think those kind of action scenes are going to be really impressive. It looks like it from the trailer anyway.
And hopefully the CGI lives up to movie standard.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I hope it's in the same caliber as the films. It looks like it's going to be. I can't see why. If it's a 6-part show and it's been in production for a long time, then it probably will. But what are your thoughts on the chances of old Steve appearing?
I'd say there's a fairly decent chance, because if you think about it, like at the end of Endgame, he was an old man, and he'd come back from his timeline into the main timeline.
Yeah.
Because I think it was confirmed that he was living out his life with Peggy in a separate timeline.
Yeah, I think that was confirmed, and it was confirmed again recently, I think. But it's hard, like, and then he traveled back to pass on the mantle.
Yeah, so he could still be in this timeline, like during the events of Winter Soldier. He could have stayed within this timeline, so then they could consult him, and if he is going to be in it, it'll probably be 1 or 2 scenes max, I think.
Yeah. I think it probably would just be 1 if he was going to be in it. But
yeah,
I still, like, if you asked me yes or no whether I think he's going to be in it now, I would probably say no after watching WandaVision.
Like they don't need him in it.
Before WandaVision, I might have said yes, but now I'm kind of thinking I don't think he is going to appear.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, because like the expectation of having cameos is kind of like just go in with 0 expectation.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm just thinking, right, I'm going to get those characters, going to get hopefully a really good story across 6 episodes. It's really going to advance them. And I just want to enjoy it for what it is. Like, just that's the kind of entertainment you want in the middle of this like lockdown pandemic, isn't it? Like some kind of like popcorn, like
action,
good quality,
good
action.
characters.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds just like, please give it, please. Like, let's have it.
And it's great, and it's just like Disney Plus is after The Mandalorian, WandaVision. If they hit this one out the park, then they're 3 for 3, and they're just going to be on an absolute roll by the end of the year, hopefully.
Yeah, I think they're really going to ramp up over the next year, aren't they? They've got a lot of original content lined up. And that was always a criticism when Disney Plus first came out. So, because there was nothing, only The Mandalorian at the very start, really. And maybe was it Lady and the Tramp? So in terms of original content, there's a lot more coming out now, and then they've had that expansion with Star. Have you had a look into that?
I watched I watched some of the early episodes of Family Guy through that. It's decent to have that available,
isn't it? I have to say I've dipped into Lost.
Oh, you dipped back? Because Lost is on Amazon and Disney Plus now, isn't it? Then I don't have Amazon anymore. I've got rid of my subscription.
I don't have Amazon at the minute either, because like most of the shows on it, I'll probably get it back just for The Boys.
When The Boys season 3 comes out, definitely.
But I have Disney Plus and Netflix at the moment. That's the 2 I have. What were we talking about?
Star, how it gives more value to Disney Plus. Just like, is that all like the Fox and Hulu stuff?
It seems like it's like a mixture. It's like the branding that they want to go for like the mature kind of adult content, which I think is quite clever. It kind of really separates it. And whenever you have, I like that whenever you have your access, like all access, and you have no parental locks or anything, that you get your Star recommendations on your home screen as well.
And if it's younger kids, you can limit that.
It's really clear as well. Like the interface is really good, isn't it? Like it properly takes you through whenever Star was introduced. It's like, do you want this on, and do you want that? Like, we can set it so it's like this. That's really, really good.
So definitely have to delve into that. I saw Sons of Anarchy is on there, and I've always wanted to watch that.
Yeah, I have too. What else did I see on there? There's something else I saw and I thought I've always wanted to watch that as well. Oh, do you know what? I don't think you've watched, but is on there. You've probably seen is Atlanta.
Oh, with Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Yeah,
you should definitely watch that. No, I would really prioritize that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Cool.
I watched it about 2 years ago, maybe. I think
Mm.
I would watch it again. Honestly, there's just so much in it.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's just not enough time to watch everything, is there? That's the
I
one
know.
thing that all of us film game fans, even if you love books or anything, it's like there's just not enough time to
Yeah,
get it all.
you consume, and then you can still you're still not even just scratch the surface.
Quite content with hopping into things like Mandalorian, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier for now, just making those my main ones that I'm watching as and when they come. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of doing I'm having a few new things I got at the moment, but I'm like kind of dipping my toes back in to try and tidy up the other shows that I haven't got around to finishing off. So, but I suppose we can talk about those a bit more in some point.
Quickly back onto Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've not looked at it. I can search it now, but do you know about who's making it, who's directing it, or anything like that?
I did read it, yeah, and I know that I think they've been involved in other productions before with Marvel, but I can't remember for sure. It's actually a really good point. I should probably look into that.
I'm just searching it now. Okay. Director. It doesn't say full cast and crew. Carl Scogland. Carrie, not Carl. Carrie Scogland. Canadian. Cool. She's done stuff like Handmaid's Tale.
Oh,
a few episodes of like Walking Dead, House of Cards, The Punisher.
Oh, okay. So a seasoned TV
director. Yeah. Similar to Matt Shackman, who did Wonder Woman. They're getting like the kind of the best of the TV directors. Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely, speaking of Matt Shackman, you should definitely check out the new Marvel episodes. It's called like Marvel Assembled, and then the first episode was like the making of WandaVision. So they're gonna do the making of Black Widow, the making of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like they're gonna do I think they're gonna have one for every property now.
Yeah.
But like the WandaVision one was really, really cool. Just to see
Matt Shackman was heavily involved in that then.
Yeah, he was. He spoke a lot in the documentary. Yeah, and you got to see a lot of the filming of all the big scenes, and you got to see like the live audience come in, and then they prepare for it, and then they run their, they treat it like it's a stage play, like, and when the live audience are in, and they're like, they rehearse, and then they try and get the final take whenever the audience are there. It's really cool. And the attention and the way they show like how much they researched and looked at old sitcoms, like apparently like Kevin Feige and like Jack Schaefer and Matt Shackman all like sat down with Dick Van Dyke and had lunch with him before the show and everything. It's really cool. It's like a real like just blend of people coming together and doing something that they love. Like Paul Bettany looked like he was having a blast. Like he was just loving it. But you can tell that in the show, can't you? That everyone's just having an absolute ball.
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes that you can really tell when they're just having a lot of fun is the magic show in episode 2.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of the highlights of the show. I thought it was really good, really well executed, and the idea that the chewing gum was stuck in Vision. But yeah, back to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What about the crew?
Writing, there's a number of people that I've not heard of. Derek Kolstad. Not sure what he's done before. John Wick. He wrote the John Wick movies.
Oh,
cool. I wonder if they'll have any John Wick stuntmen, choreographers for like the action scenes. If that, I don't know.
Potentially.
I'm not going to look into it now, but they've got a John Wick writer, so maybe.
Yeah, all the early reactions for the first episode, I don't know if you've seen, but they seem to be pretty positive.
Yeah, oh, that's something I wanted to bring up actually. You know the YouTube channel, The Real Rejects? I've watched them a little bit, but they're a reaction channel. And I think I might have linked you it.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah, and they have a reaction, a quick thoughts on what episode 1 was, and you could just tell in their faces they were absolutely ecstatic. So that bodes pretty well for the future.
Yeah, it does. Bring it on. I can't wait.
I mean, they didn't go, yeah, well, it was all right. Let's see how it goes. It was like, this was great. Like,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's definitely good news.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel have knocked it out of the park for the majority. 9 out of 10, really, times in the movies, and there's been no odd blip, but get it. But
that was terrible.
I know it was awful. Sorry, but yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's been really good.
I did appreciate that joke, though. I did appreciate it. But yeah, no, you're right. You got to give them it's kind of hard to go in expecting not knowing whether it's going to be good or bad, just because their track record is mostly great. Especially for me, especially from the first Avengers movie onwards. I don't know. Phase 1 for me is kind of hit or miss. Then phase 2 is
I suppose, yeah.
Phase 2 is mainly
they were sort of finding their feet in phase 1, and it's like that with quite a few shows as well, I guess, isn't it? Like The Office season 1, and it's really about, and then I suppose the budget got an increase whenever it came to the Avengers and subsequent films. So, but yeah, I know what you mean. It didn't interest me in as much in the first phase, and then I think it was sort of like when I'd seen the Avengers, Avengers Assemble, that it was like, oh yes, I'm really invested now.
Absolutely,
yeah. And then I think I've seen most of them in the cinema since, all of them, I think.
Yeah, it's coming out. It'll be almost 2 years. Wait, it's coming up to 2 years since Endgame came out, isn't it? Soon. Wow, that has gone pretty quick.
Yeah, that's very quick. Oh, such a good film.
Yeah, I
love that. It still holds up so well on every viewing. I still love it just as much. I
just love the intensity of it.
Yeah, it is really intense, and the bringing together of all of those characters across 22, 20, 21, 22 films. It's how do you pull that off? Someone said I can't remember who it was, so I can't quote who it was, but someone said they pulled that off and made it look easy. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Feige will go down just as the greatest film producer of all time, won't he?
Yeah, 100%. He's managed to stay consistent and build it's a universe of an interconnected kind of, it's like a TV show but in films. I don't know.
It's yeah, and it's a TV show now involving TV shows and connecting to films, which just, if you thought about that even 10 years ago, it would in that way, if things that are happening in WandaVision directly lead into Doctor Strange, the sequel, it's so good.
Absolutely.
I don't think we realize how spoiled we are with all of that.
No, we've definitely got some great entertainment. Now that's probably a good point to end that conversation on. For our next kind of section, I think it would be a good idea to talk about, I don't know, what we've been watching recently. If you would like to go first and do the honors.
Okay, if I must. Yeah, I've been watching, like as I was saying earlier, I'm trying to get caught up on shows and like tidy up things that I haven't finished off. So one thing that's been glaring over me that I know has been out for a while has been Rick and Morty season 4.
Yeah.
And there's 10 short episodes, so I thought I need to just get myself together here and watch this. Like, because I've heard it's really good and it's a really strong season. That's all I'd heard really about it. So I finished the season a few days ago.
Nice one.
And yeah, it was such a blast to just get back into the world again and the characters and just appreciate how, like, I feel like I didn't appreciate Rick in the scene. You know, I didn't appreciate him as much before as I do now. Like, and I'm just kind of like, because I had time away from it, and then I just thought this is really clever. It's just really, really good. And like how, and I realized as well, like how there's so many meta references in it, and it's quite meta, and I can see that now from Dan Harmon being involved and the way he's with Community. Really, really cool. Like, it was a COVID reference as well in the 6th episode, I think.
Really?
It was towards the end, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was like something like, people don't go to the stores anymore, Morty. Like, people aren't going, like, what's happening out there? Like, something like that.
Because it came out in May. It
came out in May 2020. So like I think there was a line thrown in about people not going out, like, to the shops, like there's a virus or something like that. It was really, and I can imagine there'll be some kind of like COVID reference or episodes in the new season. That, like, I can't see how they don't play with that, like, and how Rick doesn't get involved with that.
I haven't seen it for a while, so I can't speak on specific terms, but there's a moment in the season where, I don't know which episode it is, but where I think Morty and Summer are just doing this absolutely crazy thing. Like they're going to rescue someone, or they're going to save the civilization or something. And Rick's just there. He's just like, yeah, no, and just leaves. He's like, see ya. I just love that. Like, it's just something that he just doesn't care about it. So he's just like, bye.
Yeah, he can be really, really sadistic with Morty, like really dark.
Yeah,
like some things he does. Like, the episode where he invents like the save button in real life, like save game. And that's the vat of acid. Yeah,
I absolutely love that moment where I know you're gonna mention it, where he saves over his chance with that girl. Oh my god.
Yeah, he keeps going there and she keeps pepper spraying him, and he keeps like falling. And it's like, I love how it's just like music, and it's like there's no dialogue in that whole big like 6-minute like section, and it's like Morty's like in the plane crash and they're like drinking their own urine, and it gets really, really dark.
They have a massive survival moment together, and it's like another one of the Roy, one of the classic moments of Rick and Morty, where there's a video game called Roy. You live out the life of a man named Roy, and then you die. You wake up but you don't know that you're in the game when you're Roy.
That's right, yeah. And like Roy, like he die in the most like some really gruesome and like sad and tragic ways, and then you wake up and it's just like,
and then he's like, he comes out of the game and he's like, I'm Morty, me, you're Rick. Like, he's just trying to comprehend that he's lived an entire life and then died, and then it was all a virtual reality experience. I think
the absolute trauma.
Stuff like that just makes the show like hilarious.
Yeah,
like they go the extra mile.
Yeah, it's really like some of the things that Rick puts Morty through. It's just like, that is just huge trauma. Like, I don't know how you'd even come back from that. Like what in that Vat of Acid episode, it was so, like that scene where Rick reveals to Morty that every time he like does a a save game and like goes back. It's like another Morty, like an alternate Morty that gets like acid, like just like melts, and he shows him like every single. There's like screens all around, like popping up, like, and all these Mortys just like.
It's like that. It's like the Prestige, how you double your body, and then the old one has to die or something.
Yeah. It was that was really reminded me of like the end. Was it the end of season 3 where Rick kind of goes in that rant to Morty and he's like, "You're mine," like that
really intense.
Yeah, it reminded me because he switches sometimes and goes quite
crazy
dark on Morty. Yeah. But do you remember the ending of season 4?
I'm looking here. I remember like that Birdman.
Oh yeah, that's really strange.
I can't remember the exact ending though.
The exact ending. So the last episode, it's revealed that Beth was actually cloned, and I think it's from the first season where they talk about like cloning Beth, and then like clone Beth was revealed in this episode.
Yeah.
And then you're wondering like, is the clone Beth like that's like the space Beth now that's been on these adventures ever since? Is that the real Beth, or is this Beth that we know a clone? And then you think you're going to get the answer because Rick looks at the video. And he like has it like he has Beth in like 2 different like scientific tubes, like when you see in like the sci-fi films, and then he's got like Beth and clone Beth like taped on each one, and like he like rips them off and just like spins them all around, and he's like, "I'm a terrible dad," and it ends on a really sad, like heartfelt note. Like he kind of sits down in the dark and he's actually like really emotional and beating himself up a little bit about how terrible he is. Like, because he has obviously he's cloned his daughter now, doesn't even know which one is his real daughter.
Yeah.
So he's kind of just has a moment of reflection, like I am actually pretty terrible.
Very intense.
It was really intense, yeah. It was really, and that is what like Rick and Morty though, isn't it? They kind of they go for the emotional gut punch at the end of the season.
Yeah, they pull it off as well.
Yeah. Very clever writing, isn't it?
Indeed. And looking forward to the next 6 seasons or whatever has been greenlit.
What is it? Has it been 70 episodes?
They said so. Is that another 4 episodes of another 4 seasons? I don't know. I can't remember what they said.
I don't know. I know that there was like a huge amount of episodes ordered.
70. It was 70 more after season 3. So was that 100 in total? I don't know.
Yeah, so there could be like another 6 seasons.
Yeah. Cool. That's really good. Now,
yeah.
What were we going to say? Sorry.
So I just wish Dan Harmon would take a break and do the Community movie.
Oh right.
I'm gonna be rattling on about that for years now until that happens. I'm gonna be one of them people.
And that's a good point actually that you brought up Community. When I start watching it, we can discuss it on this show.
Yes, please, because I haven't been able to discuss it with anyone.
Yeah,
like it's just been me and my kind of experience with the show. So I can't wait to talk about it, especially with you, because you'll see when you watch the show about why you don't know anything about it, do you?
No.
Okay, I'll not tell you then, but you'll see whenever you delve into the show, like why it's like, yes, this is the kind of show for someone like us, like that's really into what we're into.
That's good.
Yeah, but I look forward to talking about that.
Excellent. Now, what have I been watching recently?
Yes.
A show that we both absolutely love. I think
Westworld.
I think I think we will both agree that this is one of the greatest shows ever created.
Yeah.
Out of the shows that we know about and have seen, and that is Better Call Saul.
Mm-hmm.
I've recently sat down and watched all of Breaking Bad again, and then all of Better Call Saul again. And what an absolute treat! What an absolute treat! Some of the best writing in any show. Like I don't think there's a single show that has the level of tight the screenplay is as tight as it is with these shows. Like there's not a single plot hole, and every single scene progresses something.
Yeah.
As in, like, just some random things, like how Kim, spoilers by the way for Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. So Kim, for example, early on in the show, she's in the doghouse with Hamlin McGill. She needs to kind of get, because she vouched for Jimmy screwed things up. She's down there in the basement, and she's in the mail room, and to get out of it, she wants to prove something. She wants to prove to Howard that she can get out there, go get a client and sort it out. And she pulls off Mesa Verde. Because of the reasons that, all the setup to Jimmy getting the job at his place and Kim vouching for him, everything leads into her going to the basement, needing to get out of it by getting Mesa Verde. And then all the Mesa Verde stuff from that point onwards, it's all because of these interconnected storylines. So, and that's the case with everything. Every single storyline is threaded like an absolute masterpiece, weaving, artistic. I don't know. I'm losing words to describe it, but it's just like,
I completely agree, and I completely that's a great way to describe it.
The writing's just so satisfying. Everything about it, and it's just knowing that it's a mostly dialogue, character-driven show and dialogue, and to have it have the same intensity and entertainment value as something that's like action and a different style of show, but it gives that same impact of like, you feel so like it's so intense and entertaining as well, even though it's just about kind of it's a show about how things happen, not what happens.
Yeah.
And it's so great. Absolutely loved it. And season 5 is hands down one of the greatest seasons of any show I've ever seen. Absolutely incredible. Just Lalo as the villain. Absolutely love Lalo. He's such a great villain.
Yeah, he's great. He is really good. You made me want to watch the whole show again, because I think it would be really. I can imagine, and hearing from you, I can imagine it's really rewarding just to see like the earlier seasons, knowing what we know.
Yeah, exactly that. You realize something when you're watching episode, like just how everything,
like foreshadowing.
Yeah, just like how an event that happens early on, if that random event didn't happen, then huge plot lines later on don't happen. It's like a butterfly effect, like a ripple effect of events. And I don't know, like, it's just, they pull it off so well, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So well. Yeah. And then you've got that amazing style, the cinematography on top of it, and the actors who are all like absolutely A game.
Yeah, they are bringing their A game, aren't they?
Yeah.
They really care about that show.
But I don't know. What do you think about Better Call Saul? And do you have the same kind of opinions as me that it's one of the best TV shows ever?
Yeah, I completely agree. It's one of the best TV shows ever, and it's something that, season 6 of Better Call Saul, if I had to think about TV shows that I know are coming up, I can't think of anything else that I'm more hyped and excited about, because I just think that the payoff is going to be, I know and I trust that the payoff and like the resolution and the ending and, the fact that we're getting 13 episodes in the next season, I think that it's all going to just culminate in just something that we're just going to sit back and go, oh, yeah, that was like that was marvelous. So I think I will do similar to you. I think I'll watch. I do want to watch Breaking Bad again, but I don't know if I have time or will to do that yet. But I would like to watch season 1 to 5 of Better Call Saul before the 6th season.
Then maybe it would make sense that way, because then you can, when you finish season 6 of Better Call Saul, you can go straight into Breaking Bad.
That's a very good point. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do 1 to 5 of Better Call Saul. Season 6, off we go, straight into Breaking Bad. About a week or 2 later. But yeah, I love the show, and I love that it's been like a, you kind of forget about it for a while, and for about 6 months to a year, and then you always kind of know, like the season 6 is, we know it's being filmed now, and you kind of hear nuggets every now and again. But then when it comes back, you just kind of think, yes, there it is. Like, that is the quality that I love, and the characters and the universe and the Gillyverse. Yeah, I can't think of any. I can't think of any like flaw in the whole show. I know it's slow. I know it's slow to start, but it needs that to make it convincing. To make Jimmy's kind of transformation.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, people, a common question was, when's the point where Jimmy becomes Saul from Breaking Bad? But the genius of the show is it's a gradual thing, and every single episode he's edging closer. Every single, and then if you see him in season 5 compared to season 1, you just like, you then notice what's happened.
Can you see, like, say when you watch season 1 again after, like, just seeing season 5, did you think, whoa, he's like really different?
Well, because I'd just come off Breaking Bad. So I'd come off at the end of Breaking Bad, going straight into the beginning of season 1. It was a huge, you could tell, like, oh, here we go. We're gonna learn all about Jimmy McGill here.
Yeah. That's really interesting.
And it's the choices to have Chuck as a character that has just completely shaped who he is and who he becomes is amazing. And Kim's one of the greatest characters in TV.
Yeah.
And then all the drug and cartel stuff, like having the cartel from in Mexico, the Salamancas, and Gus. You learn more about why Gus wants revenge. Well, you know why he wants revenge, but you learn more, like, of his
how they get there, and learning about Tuco and the history of how he went to jail, and Hector, and how Hector got on the wheelchair, and
Nacho, an amazing character he is with his dad. He's a character that desperately wants to get out of that drug, the cartel, but just the more he tries to get out, the more he gets drawn in.
Yeah, and look, I can predict kind of a tragic end for his character.
Yeah. And then we should talk some predictions to finish off.
Okay.
So it ends with two major things happening at the ending of season 5, episode 10. The first major point is Kim floats the idea that they could get back because Jimmy got the Sandpiper lawsuit going. He gets 20% of the money when that closes, and that 20% works out to be like $2 million. To fast forward that and to get the money, if they wrecked Howard's career, then Hamlin McGill would have to ditch the case, lose the court battle, and then not lose it. Sorry, they would lose their chance to fight it out in court.
Yeah,
and then they would have to instantly settle. So they would have to the Sandpiper Crossing would instantly have to pay out all the residents, including the law firm. So therefore, they would get the $2 million. And to do that if they destroyed Howard's career, I'm doing a terrible job describing it, but if they destroy Howard's career, then they get the money. But they have to do something, as they say, something unforgivable. They have to make it look like he's done something unforgivable. And she seems extremely keen
Excited.
to do this.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like
the dark turn.
But when you rewatch it, going back to when you're watching it, John Chuck says to Kim, I think he even says it to Kim, is you got to watch out. I'm paraphrasing, but you got to watch out for Jimmy because he will change you. Like he has an effect where he wrecks everybody who's close to him, and it's kind of coming true.
Yeah.
Which is this really, because you hate Chuck because he treats Jimmy so unfairly. But when he says that, I'm thinking, well, the trajectory where things are going with Kim, he's kind of changed her and influenced her by doing the scamming.
Yeah. Chuck's such a good character, though, you're right, because, you know, he does treat Jimmy unfairly, but you can also empathize with him.
Yeah.
You can see from his backstory, you know, like, you know, remember the episode where it doesn't open with the first scene is like Jimmy and Chuck's like ex-wife.
Mm.
You know, there's like a bit of banter between them, and Chuck's a bit jealous, and he's kind of just like thinking that Jimmy's got all this going for him, and then like Chuck has the lawyer thing, and like Jimmy doesn't have that, but then Jimmy has it as well, and that's what Chuck just can't handle. Like, you know, you're not. This is my kind of world.
Yeah,
like, you know, you have this as well.
Absolutely.
You do understand, like Chuck, but also, you know, he's got a lot of issues.
Yeah, he's kind of bitter resentment and jealousy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the Kim thing, do you think what do you think is going to happen with Kim?
I think they're going to go down their darker path of completely just making Howard seem like he did something unforgivable and just trashing his career. I think that will be a real meltdown for Howard's character. And then I in terms of like Kim's ultimate fate, part of me thinks they will kill her off, but then there's part of me thinks that, you know, they'll think that's really obvious, and, you know, because she's not around in Breaking Bad. But it looks like it's going towards like a Jimmy causes like a tragic end to Kim, but we don't know, because I did hear them say as well that we might find out, you know, we might look at Breaking Bad a little bit differently. And, you know, when we see Saul, we kind of see him at work, and we don't really see like much of his like home life and things. Sure. So Kim could actually be there in the background of Breaking Bad. What do you think about where she's going to end up?
Well, we know she didn't go with him to Nebraska at the end of Breaking Bad, so they're not together then.
Yeah.
Or at least we don't know. They could be, but I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, or could they reunite at the end of the Nebraska segment?
That's another point.
And we find out that she's still alive.
Maybe she's in Nebraska. I don't know. Who knows? Or she's in jail, or she's dead, or she's disappeared somewhere.
Yeah, so she's either still around, she's dead, or she's in jail.
A good one is she could still be around as a lawyer, but they're just separated. Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
And I agree with you. They're probably going to go down that path of Kim wants to
destroy
Howard's career. Yeah. Now the other thing is Gus's failed attempt to assassinate Lalo Salamanca. Eduardo. Now, there's a moment where Nacho's on the phone to the people who are coming to the kind of the dark web SWAT team who are coming to kill Lalo. He's on the phone to them, and they're like, 3 a.m. Be at the gate, unlock it, we'll do the rest. And Lalo's like, do it clean. Like there's like family members here who are innocent, because he knows like they're probably gonna die. And then, as it turns out, Lalo survives, but they've killed all his family. Like, that's something I feel Gus is completely responsible for.
Gus is responsible for that, yeah, but Gus will probably also flip out when he, like, you know, or Gus doesn't know.
No,
because that Lalo is still alive.
The guy called to say the job was done.
Yeah, Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Lalo is coming back for revenge.
Now,
Probably.
Lalo's probably smart enough to realize that the bullet holes in Jimmy's car, which Kim convinced him were just some kid shooting them. Now he's probably starting to think, well, if there was a story there, and I think he's smart enough to realize that Jimmy might have been hit by another cartel team, the Colombians. Gus was there to protect him because he knows that what was the main goal was to get him the money so he could get out of prison, and Gus made sure that happened so he could assassinate him.
Uh-huh.
So Gus wanted him out of prison to assassinate him. Now there's bullet holes in Jimmy's car. He's probably smart enough to think, something's going on there. So he's probably going to go straight to Kim and Jimmy to see, now listen to me, what the hell happened? Like, tell me the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's what I think could happen.
Yeah, I would imagine something like that because we know that we know that Gus survives. So the Gus is kind of untouchable there. But and we know obviously Mike and Jimmy all survive, but it's Nacho's fate as well that is in the balance. But yeah, 13 episodes. I think if it had been 10, I'd have been a little bit worried about how it's all going to be paid off. But 13, hopefully, it really covers all good ground, and maybe we could even get a full episode of Gene in Nebraska. You never know.
The last few episodes could even be that, yeah, and it could switch to color when it catches up. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Do you think we'll get any scenes that take place during the events of Breaking Bad? Any more?
Potentially. I think that they'll bring back Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, they might not, but part of me thinks that they'll just think, oh nah, what the heck? Let's have one last.
I know the fans have been calling out for Bryan Cranston to direct an episode of season 6.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I hope that's the case.
Yeah,
Michael Morris directing episode 1. We know. Yeah, it's kind of it seems like it's the last hurrah in the Gillyverse.
Yeah, I think it is. It is.
Now we just need that Skinny Pete and Badger spin-off.
Yeah, the Jane spin-off.
There you go. The Jane, Skinny Pete, and Badger spin-off.
Skinny Pete and Jane. Yeah, very good. That'll be. I'll sign up for that. I sign up for anything that involves Vince Gilligan, really.
Yeah.
And what is it, Peter Gould?
Peter Gould, yeah. And well, I think I watched an interview with Peter Gould, and he's been the main showrunner. This has been like his kind of project, and
his baby.
Vince Gilligan was involved in the beginning few seasons, but not so much. But now, apparently, this is what Peter Gould said, is that Vince Gilligan's got so excited about it that he's like, he's in every single writer's room. He's in every single meeting. Like Vince is like as involved as he was with Breaking Bad again for this final season. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
that means it's probably it's like this gonna be really seamless between the end of Saul into Breaking Bad. Love that.
Could even get more Tuco scenes. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah. But then doesn't Tuco get out of jail in Breaking Bad?
No, Tuco is the first time we see Tuco is when he's in the room where they try to sell him meth.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he just got out of jail in Breaking Bad, but
yeah, no, he's already out. So we could see him get out of jail, like what he does as soon as he leaves jail. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Very good. All right. Okay. Well, I think that just about rounds up our episode. of the unnamed, we haven't named the podcast yet, but the podcast about shows and stuff that we like to watch. That's a good name.
The official title, yeah.
There we go. But it's episode 8. So
the unnamed podcast of the podcast about our discussions of our favorite shows and stuff.
I mean, it works.
It does work, yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you very much for joining me on this Saturday afternoon.
It's been a pleasure. It's been great.
We will catch up next week.
Yeah, then. And we will have episode 1 to discuss.
After episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I'm sure will be incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if anybody has watched this, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.